One of the times I remember I was leaving the mall. I took a left out of the mall, and as soon as I took a left, a police officer pulled in right behind me. So that was my first left. I got to another traffic light. I took another left into a neighborhood. Police followed behind me. I took a third left onto the street that at the time led to my apartment complex. And then finally I took a fourth left coming into my apartment complex, and then the blue lights went on. The officer approached the car and said that I did not use my turn signal on the fourth turn. Keep in mind, as you might imagine, I was paying very close attention to the law enforcement officer who followed me on 4 turns. Do you really think that somehow I forgot to use my turn signal on that 4th turn? Well, according to him, I did. Even here on Capitol Hill, where I've had the great privilege of serving the great people of South Carolina as a United States Congressmember and as a United States Senator for the last 6 years. For those who don't know, there are a few ways to identify a member of Congress or Senate. Well, typically when you've been here for a couple of years, the law enforcement officers get to know your face and they just identify you by face. But if that doesn't happen and you have a badge, a license that you can show them, shows that you're a senator, or this really cool pen. I oftentimes say that the House pen is larger because our egos are bigger, so we need a smaller pen. So it's easy to identify a U.S. Senator by our pen. I recall walking into an office building just last year after being here for 5 years on the Capitol. And the officer looked at me with a little attitude and said, "The pen, I know. You, I don't. Show me your ID." I'll tell you, I was thinking to myself, either he thinks I'm committing a crime impersonating a member of Congress, or what? Well, I'll tell you that later that evening, I received a phone call from his supervisor apologizing for the behavior. Mr. President, that is at least the 3rd phone call that I've received from a supervisor or the chief of police since I've been in the Senate. So while I thank God I have not endured bodily harm, I have, however, felt the pressure applied by the scales of justice when they are slanted. I have felt the anger, the frustration, the sadness, and the humiliation that comes with feeling like you're being targeted for nothing more than being just yourself.